Are you looking for the next craft beer to try? Well, maybe Imperial Oatmeal Milkshake Stout from Rochester Mills is the one for you. Welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to try Imperial Oatmeal Milkshake Stout. This is part of the 12 Days of Milkshake Stout from Rochester Mills. Every year they put this out. I skipped 2018 because they were pretty much all the same. I did pick this up. I really didn't even look to see what was in it. I am a mint fan, and there's a mint one in there, so I just picked it up. This is an Imperial Milk Stout Ale brewed with milk sugars, steel-cut oats, and cocoa nibs. What are the oats going to do? Should thicken up the beer, hopefully maybe give it a little bit of a head on there. From the can, 7.5% ABV, 20 IBUs. Best by 6/30/20. This one is featuring the same malts, Pilsner, chocolate, crystal, biscuit, black, white wheat, dark Belgian caramel, featuring Magnum hops. I think I did say that there were some of them that didn't say what the hop or the malt blend was. My guess is they make one big batch, and secondary is when they add all these flavorings. But that is kind of weird, just thinking about it, because you would think if one of these went into a barrel, that it would actually cut down on the body, because it is going to introduce some alcohol in there, so the body would get a little less or a little lighter. I don't think there is a barrel-aged version this year, but I think what they did for the Imperial is use the same as the standard, just upped it to get that 7.5, even though one of them, I believe, was 8.5. So let's go ahead and get this into a glass, see what we think. Most of the Imperials, the couple that I've had out of the 2019 box, have been a little bit thicker. I think there was one that was a little bit too thin, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. I do like how they did this one. You can actually read it when it's not in the light, and I think it's just that background, because the contrast is so big that you can see it. So we do have a nice chocolate colored head, small medium bubbles, about a half a finger of head on there. Color, dark brown in color, not pitch black. I do have a little amber hue at the very bottom, but it is not black like some of the Imperial ones that I've drank out of this series. Let's go ahead and smell. This beer's probably been out 20 minutes. It was in my garage, not in the fridge, and I think it was around 30. So it was probably a little bit colder, so this might be maybe 50 degrees now, 45, 50 degrees now. So let's go ahead and smell. Do get some roasted malt, maybe a touch of chocolate, but not any coffee or big roasted malt in this one. I thought the smell would be more, as it is an Imperial. Maybe, yeah, a small touch of dark roasted malt. It's not coming off bitter, just dark roasted malt. A little bit of chocolate. I'm guessing that's from the cocoa nibs, but there has been other ones in this series that have had cocoa nibs, and I haven't got it out of the smell. That could be coming from the malts, the roasted malts or the darker malts, that they're using some sweetness, but you would expect that in a Imperial. So let's go ahead and taste, see what we think. Thicker beer. I know I picked that up right away from drinking some of those other ones, or most of those other ones. This is thicker. The oats have added some body to this. Obviously the head is about gone, so the head retention from the oats, it wasn't from the oats in there. Dark roasted, almost burnt malt, a little acidic in the back. yeah, that acidic taste, I think I don't know how they make this, but usually I don't want to say nowadays, but over the years, it's you can read that to make a stout, you don't have to put the dark malts in the mash for as long. So instead of an hour, you could probably go 20 minutes, as you just want it to come out because it's not going to ferment, or it's really not going to add anything except for the color and some taste to it. You don't have to have it in there. All your sugars are going to come from your base malt, so you don't have to add it, and it almost tastes like it's overdone, like they did mash it way too long, or there was just too much of a certain roasted grain in there. Even the aftertaste, it's like burnt, acidic taste, not very good. Yeah, you're getting that roasted malt, but I'm really not getting any coffee, really, or any chocolate or anything like that in this beer. It's not a drain pour. There is some sweetness in there. It does have milk sugar in it because it's a milk stout. I don't really. The sweetness is obviously coming from that lactose, but most of the time lactose comes off as a vanilla to me, and it seems like that roasted malt, that almost burnt malt, is covering most of that up throughout the palate. I do like the body of the beer, but other than that, it's just real generic. This this is almost the body is almost what I think all of them should be, and then other stuff added to it. You could cut back on that main malt to bring down the ABV to the standard ones, as those are a little lighter. I think they need to add more to really bring up that body like this one is. But this really, it's overdone in the roasted malt department. Is it something I would finish? Yes, I will finish this, but it just there's nothing to it. The chocolate isn't coming through that roasted malt or that burnt malt taste, so you're not getting that. Maybe if it sits 6 months or something, maybe that level will come down, but I'm guessing the chocolate's also going to go down. 2.5 out of 5 on this one. It's not bringing anything new to the table. Maybe a little bit of alcohol burn in there. As I'm talking, I do feel it in my throat. So, yeah, 2.5 out of 5. If we check Untapped real quick, none of my friends have had this. 21 people have checked it in. Average 3.7 out of 5. So more people do like it than I do. Darker beer featuring rich, sweet, roasted flavors. I do not agree with that at all. Creamy texture. Yes, you're going to get that, but I think they're just putting that on there because they used oats. It's going to be a little bit creamier if you're going to use oats. Sweetness. Residual sweetness. I don't think so. I think they wrote this before they actually tasted the beer. Let's see if anybody said anything. I was really looking forward to this one, but was underwhelmed, but they gave it a 3.75. I do agree. I was looking forward to this, but too much roasted malt. So yeah, this one probably wasn't worth it. I would not suggest this one to anybody, but overall so far, I would say it's a good box. You're talking less than $2 for a beer, and at 7.5 and some of them at 8.5, I think it's still worth it. Hopefully you enjoyed this beer review. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.